Hey guys, what's up? Decline here. I took a break, a long break. Wonder if anybody is still here. Well, what have I been doing? As per the title, I am moving on as much as I can. I can't really, can I? Nothing was resolved, but I've tried to move on regardless. As you can see, the background is different. You might be wondering, where are the anime posters? I thought Decline likes minors. Well, this is a rental. I blew all my money on getting a place more quickly so I could have some peace and quiet. I wanted to clear my head. So I am living on my own in a rental, and it's pretty minimal. Cheap IKEA furniture, Kmart, kettle and toaster. It's pretty minimal. Obviously, this city is not cheap, and I couldn't get much, but it's alright, I guess. And, well, I'm living alone. I don't have roommates, and I don't really hear much from my neighbours. All I have here is quite a bit of traffic noise, which kind of frustrates me. As you can see, I have a new mic that I'm trying to hold close to me because it is 4 a.m. and I can hear the traffic. It is awful. But I have my own place, and that's what matters. Also, I have a job. I have been working since about October last year, and I have this job for probably as long as I want it. It's part-time officially, but I'm doing full-time hours at the moment. Bit of a dead-end job, low pay, living paycheck to paycheck. But, well, is it better than being a NEET? Honestly, I feel more broke than when I was on Centrelink, and I don't have any time, and I'm tired, but I have a little bit more freedom, and I have my peace and quiet. Well, on the other hand, there's no peace and quiet when I have to go to work for 8 hours a day, but it is what it is. So, why did I choose this path? Why would I give up the comfy, neat life? Well, it never was comfy. You dream of getting out. So, this path from NEET to wage slave, normification, that is the natural path, the expected path. Nothing was resolved. As I said, nothing really changed, but I decided enough is enough. Time to start moving on with my life, time to focus on other things in my life, even though I didn't achieve what I wanted to, and I'm still alone. I accepted that I wasn't getting anywhere, so it was time to deprioritize. stop worrying about all those things and dedicating my life to that dream, I'm reminded of Welcome to the NHK, the ending. It's been a long time since I watched it. I also read the book and the manga. But Sato, the main character, gets a job holding a traffic sign at a construction site. And he stands there in the rain, and the co-workers don't seem to be that nice. Well, that was only a short clip of a few seconds, so we can't really glean much from it, but like, it's a pretty miserable existence. But he moved on because, in his case, the money stopped flowing from parents. But that was Japan. In my case, here in Australia, well, as long as my parents are alive, and even after that, I could have stayed there forever. I could have stayed unemployed forever, and there was nothing stopping me. But eventually, you just move on, and eventually, you give in to the appeal of money, resources to make life more tolerable, and you want to enable new opportunities, and you think about how you can achieve your goals more easily, how this money, how having a place, having a job can help you achieve your goals in exchange for sacrificing so much time and energy. And I could have remained unemployed, fully dedicated to the dream, but I accepted that compromise. And yeah, going back to Welcome to the NHK, like, nothing was resolved in that story. Although, looking back, well, Sato had a girl he was talking to, so what was his problem then? Like, he did still aspire to be a creator and to make something of himself, to achieve meaning, self actualization, whatever, but at least he had a girl. But I don't even remember what happened to Misaki, the girl, back in that, at the end of that show. Or did she leave? I don't remember now. But his friend Yamazaki went back to his rural farm life, got a job, and I think he got a girl. But that guy was the hardcore otaku, his friend, and he just went back to the normie life while Sato was left dealing with his misery alone, with everyone having left. And I guess that's how it is now. Everybody is all gone in the end. It's only me. Like, back when I was working before in 2016, 17, 18, 19, and really my only interaction with people was at work. Before the whole YouTube thing, and there wasn't even that much interaction with people at work because, well, I don't really interact with people, but that was obviously a remote job, so I was basically on my own, and that's how it is these days. I go to work, I mean, people say hello to me and stuff, but I'm not going to really talk to people, and I try to do my job with as little trouble as possible, and I come home to an empty place. There's a nice big bed, that I got from IKEA. It's a little firm, but it's alright. And it's got a nice warm electric blanket, and I really like my velvet bed head that I got from Amazon. And there's, of course, Snow Girl to accompany me to that bed. So I'm really trying to go off script and buy some time here. That's why I'm rambling. But man, this mic is unbelievably heavy. Shure SM58. It is so heavy. I miss having the Rode that was on a mount attached to the desk, and you didn't have to hold it. But I don't have quiet anymore because of the bloody traffic noise. It is so frustrating, and that's why I initially avoided recording. But getting back to the dropping everything and moving on, well, what am I doing? I am trying to clear my head, figure things out, try new things. I wanted the peace and quiet. I think having space, having solitude, and the freedom, like, it's gonna help. All these features of having my own place, living alone, it may be worth the money, or I may have just wasted a whole bunch of money when I get to the same time next year and nothing has changed. But I think I should really be able to make a change for myself in my life and start making some progress in my life now that I'm not in the neat morass, this sticky situation where you're really stuck and you can't get out. Like, I'm accepting a little bit of this compromise, this normification, to try and change all the factors so that maybe I can make progress. Even though I had so much time on my hands before, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't create, and I couldn't even make any progress at all in anything, and it was so devastating. But now I'm not making progress, and I am having to get up early, so I don't know if it's any improvement being tired all day. Now, it's even if I was motivated, I'm just so tired. How can I go to the gym when I'm doing a job that's kind of physical and I'm awake all day? And you can't just sleep all day and try and optimize every factor: your sleep, your food, your timing of everything, when you've got a full-time job to deal with. And now I'm trapped in a situation where, how am I going to get out and get a job that actually pays well, actually isn't a dead-end job? Like, I have no idea how I'm going to do that. Like, I thought maybe I'll go back to uni, maybe I'll do one of those shitty AI courses, and then, like, maybe putting that on my resume, people might actually look at me. Like, not that I need to actually know about a lot of that stuff because no companies in Australia are sufficiently advanced to use any of that stuff. And even if there are companies that want AI skills, well, a lot of the cutting edge LLM stuff that is the AI stuff we know today, that is stuff that they're not really teaching you in those AI courses at uni, which are more like old school stuff from 10, 20 years ago, like this La Trobe graduate certificate. There's like there's like natural language processing and computer vision and all this stuff that's like the textbooks are like from 10, 20 years ago. So it's old stuff. And you actually want a job in AI, they're hiring dudes who are PhDs with like published research and experience, and that's in America. And like here, the IT jobs are just the same shitty jobs doing like nothing, like the same shitty front end jobs or some weird random obscure business software that's not particularly interesting, and every job has 500 applicants for an entry level position, and you can't get a job without like experience. It's been years and years since I was even doing front end web dev, so I can't get back into IT. But I have no idea. Like, I still think I need to do this YouTube thing. I need to become a creator because there is nothing else I can fucking do. Yeah, I'm not really moving on. I'm crawling back here like the useless person I am because there is nothing else I can fucking do. I am an internet person, and yeah, just like I'm not going to find a girlfriend in the real world, I'm not going to find a real job in the real world apart from this current dead end job, which, look, it's okay, it's tolerable. I'm surviving, and I know like a regular like warehouse job that was really physical, like that I tried back in 2022 for like 2 weeks, would be impossible for me. So I got something like a little less physical, but still physical. Like, I'm still lifting boxes and stuff, and it is very, very tiring. And every day I'm like very close to messing up my shoulders, or well, I do mess them up. And you know, people get injured, and once you get injured, that's the end of you. I mean, like, nobody's gonna help you. Like, so you got to be careful. You got to lift things carefully, but well, you're on a time limit. You got to be quick, and it's also tiring. It's like, why? I just want to go to bed and stay in bed, but now I have rent to pay, and I mean, I can pay out the end of my lease with my savings. Like, I mean, I'm here till February. That's only like what, six months. Um, yeah, but well, then I won't have much savings left. But I mean, yeah, if I did quit tomorrow, nothing would bloody happen. I'm not going to end up on the street. I'm not going to end up not being able to pay my rent, or not being able to pay my bills or my car insurance or anything like that. I'm still going to be able to pay everything. Like, nothing's going to happen if I don't get out of bed tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, in the morning, because it's 4:26 a.m. and I should be in bed, but I was already in bed. I fell asleep early. I missed the gym, and I'm so frustrated. I can barely drag myself to the gym anymore. It is not good. It is not good. It is not good. Wow. I guess probably 30% of you are still here by this time. I am trying to do this with fewer cuts because people don't like jump cuts, because I try to increase the pace, but then people say you can't form a complete sentence. Man, fuck you, a basilisk seal. You're back, aren't you? But, fuck everyone, man. There are so many haters out there. I gotta say, people are still salty. People still laughing, people still talking shit. They have not changed, and they'll continue to do so. I'm moving on. I've actually made fucking changes in my life, substantial changes. So I'm not just talking. I pick up my ball and I left. I'm moving. I'm moving on from all these worthless ants, NPCs. A lot of these little creeps were the reason I left. Those people, when I made a Reddit post on some was it forever alone dating, and then people go and post a picture in the fucking 4chan fit thread, like, whatever. Look, these guys haven't changed. I mean, they can talk about me not making progress in the gym, but at least, look, I'm moving on with my life. I'm making money. I've I've got my job. I got my own place. Things have substantially changed in my life, and and all these worthless ants, these NPCs, in the end, they don't matter. They have zero relevance to me or to anyone. They will never amount to anything. They will never make an impact. They are fated to an utterly meaningless existence. They provide zero value, and all I can do is focus on myself and avoid these lower life forms wherever possible. So what am I going to do? Well, I think, to be perfectly honest, now that I have a job, all the incentive structures have changed, because, see, when you're on Centrelink, if you are earning from YouTube, that is business income under an ABN, Australian business number, whatever, sole trader. So you have to file a profit and loss statement like every 3 months or whenever your income changes, and then that then reduces your Centrelink payments, your unemployment benefits, your welfare, and then it reduces until you submit another profit and loss statement. So you're not submitting those updates like every single week, and your money's going up and down week to week, but or even every month when you get paid by Google every month. Of course, I'm not monetized anymore, so I'm not making any money off anything. But now, well, so then there's the issue, like, any money that you earn is just going to reduce your Centrelink payments if it's substantial at all. So you need to earn significantly more, to the point where it outweighs those negatives. Like, you need to be earning more than Centrelink. But here, with having a job as a base, it's like every dollar helps. So I'm not seeing those harsh penalties for actually making money, even though, yeah, we still have progressive taxation and everything, but it's basically irrelevant when you're not making that much money, when you're in a pretty low tax bracket. So it kind of makes more sense to make videos now than it did when I was unemployed. And also before, it was like, oh, should I be spending my time trying to get a real job? Now it's like, okay, I have a real job. My choices are, do I want to spend time getting a better job, or do I want to spend time creating and just stick with this job? Not that I actually can create anything of value yet. I haven't figured anything out. You know, I was going to make all those new channels. I still think about it. I still want it so bad to make a channel somewhere else, somewhere outside of this niche where I can get like an actual female audience or an actual influential audience where I can make a difference somehow, or where I can get a more positive audience even, and just enjoy things more and not just have a bunch of haters. You know, it's bloody hopeless, but it is what it is. So also on the incentive structure as well, when you have spending, when you're spending all your money on rent and bills and whatever, every dollar that adds to your disposable income, to your surplus, is worth more than what it would be if you were just saving all your money. Like, say 5 or 10k can make a significant difference to how much you're saving if you weren't saving any money, or it can buy you something extra significantly. Like, a small amount makes a big difference, and especially if I want to buy a house, which I'd like to, like, every dollar of extra income adds to your loan approval amount of how much you can be approved for on a loan, and it adds to your deposit amount. And with the government shared equity program coming out where you can buy a house with the government, then it also adds to how much the government will give you. So, like, $1 actually means a lot more than $1. Like, you make $10 from a video, it might mean $80 towards a new house. Like, it's a really strange, like, roundabout justification that I'm trying to use to drag myself back here, because I cannot do anything. I am so fucking useless, man. Honestly, I am barely getting through every day. Like, I can barely get out of bed. I can barely drag myself to work. I get there like 2 or 3 minutes late a lot of the time, or get there exactly at the starting time, and it's like I can barely drag myself to the gym anymore as well. Yeah, what's going on with the gym and all of those things? I Look, I've given up on everything. Just this year, next year, and who knows how long. I just want to clear my head and chill the fuck out. Like, clock is ticking, clock's already over. Like, remember the SBS video? And I was like, yeah, if I don't find a girlfriend, then yeah, maybe I'll go and get a job and try and enjoy my life, move on. And that's what it is. Like, I've passed that deadline. Like when this opportunity presented itself for the job, it was like, it is over. it's just time to move the fuck on. Nothing is improving, and there's not much more I can do. I can't keep on grinding, keep on trying to focus, like I need more in my life. And it's like I am not trying to push myself with all those things, all those timelines and stuff. Like look, I accept I can't gain muscle. I probably never will. Like, can I make something out of that? Well, Jack's Fit made a channel not making any gains. Maybe I can be the next Jack's Fit. It's gonna have a pretty similar name, but well, yeah, you probably already know what kind of name I'm gonna pick. But yeah, that's probably the next thing. I'll make a channel about not making gains. I was thinking maybe I'll do some Natty or Not. So Natty or Not on Revival Fitness, because it's obvious that dude is on something, and everybody is going after Jeff Nippert now. Like, I always knew he wasn't natty. Like, his mum probably did his pins for him in the glutes. I'll talk about fitness things one day on a fitness channel. It'll still be, probably still get the same audience, but maybe without all this Inkwell content. Maybe I can try and move on. I've been doing overhead press. I'm happy with my progress. Slowly using these little fractional plates to try and make progress every session, raise a weight every session, working in quite a low rep range for my top set. Basically one heavy top set, and then I lower the weight because I was going so heavy that I won't get any reps if I don't lower the weight. And I'm working in like 3 to 5 reps for the top set, but probably maybe do some periodization, maybe go back up into a hypertrophy range, or maybe I kind of want to just keep on pushing at the lower rep range, the strength rep range, and just try and keep on pushing progression on the weight. And the thing that appeals to me about overhead press is it's not far away, the 60 kilos of, the 1, 2, 3, 4 benchmark of those 4chan people who don't actually lift. If you do 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 plate overhead press, 2 plate bench, 3 plate squat, 4 plate deadlift. That's like putting you out of the novice level and into an intermediate, and into what people should accept as respectable. Like, I think that a 60 kilo overhead press seems more achievable than a 2-plate bench, and I'm enjoying not having to worry as much. Like, overhead press is more fun, and I honestly enjoy it. And look, I'm gonna do things I enjoy. I know people have this double standard. I'd like to expand on that in another video, but people have this double standard where I'm not allowed to do things that I enjoy. Like when I used to go to the gym for like 2 or 3 hours. You're not allowed to do that because you have to get in and out as quickly as possible, because you have to actually hate being in the gym and not want to spend one more minute than you actually need. Like, you're not allowed to say that I find it fulfilling, like me specifically, but everyone else, they're allowed to go to the gym to enjoy it. They're allowed to do things that they enjoy, but I have to do everything the way they say. But look, I'm not even gonna bother with bench anymore. I'm just gonna do machines for that for a while, and overhead press is my main lift, and I'm doing an Arnold split, or torso and limbs, I think they call it as well. But actually, I can't even stick to anything because I have a job now. I go and make money and get paid, and not that that's like a good thing or like inherently better than being a NEET. Like, I'm not saying that makes me better than anyone. It's just, look, I have other shit to do now, so I can't necessarily have the same dedication. And a lot of this time is gonna be about trying to bring up my productivity while balancing that with work. Trying to be able to get things done with far less time than I used to have. So, like the next year or two, like a lot of time has been spent settling in the past few months. Like, I've had to buy appliances and furniture, and I've had to get used to finding things to eat by myself. Like, I have to cook sometimes. Well, I don't really cook. I did try making my own chicken breast once. It actually came out quite well. I put some salt and seasoning, put it in the fridge, dried it off a bit. I did sous vide. I have an immersion circulator. I always wanted one of them. And then I pan-seared it to finish it off. And it actually came out really nice. But, like, that took so much time. Sous vide and pan-sear a chicken and salting it and putting it in the fridge. Like, that took so long. But I think the sous vide machine was pretty cool. It's like cooking with training wheels. You can make some nice chicken that's juicy and perfectly cooked without actually knowing how to cook. Like, I'm a go to KFC kind of person, and I still go to KFC. In fact, I had KFC today. But look, I have the ability to cook chicken if I need to. And, well, there are obviously faster ways of cooking chicken than bloody sous vide, which takes like 2 hours. But look, it was an experiment and it was fun. I did some sort of cooking that I enjoyed, and I have to do things I bloody enjoy. Like, some of the mundane things are enjoyable. Like, I like going grocery shopping, honestly. I buy so much crap. I bought 2 Squishmallows today because I was at Woolworths. I went to buy some water to take to work, and I ended up buying a lot of packets of chips and some soft drinks, and uh, a whole lot of junk. But I shouldn't really be going grocery shopping that much. I should stick to the budget because everything is so expensive these days in Australia. This is not America or any other country in the world where food is affordable. Man, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, the gym, man. Yeah, there's strength gains. There's strength gains. Look, I am going to keep on pushing for that 60 kilo overhead press. And look, maybe I'm not going to say I will get it by the end of the year because I fucking won't. And look, and people say, oh, look at him, he's made no progress. Well, who gives a fuck, you know? I'm moving on with my life. And I'll do what I enjoy. And as for everything else, like videos, well, I've been thinking maybe I make a transport and urban planning channel. I can talk about that. I have lots of stuff to talk about there. Lots of people I can pick fights with. I really don't like that Adam something and not just bikes. Uh, all those urbanist people. Um, there are so many people I dislike in that space. So I'll think about that and like maybe get back into the weeb stuff, anime, gaming. Like I gotta find people who have things in common with me. Like, isn't it weird that I attract people who talk shit about anime posters? Like, mate, when I get my own place, when I buy a place, look, I have anime posters in storage. I have all these wall scrolls that I bought when I went to Japan in 2019. There was this shop, I think there might have been two shops, in Osaka. I stayed around Dotonbori and everything is close, and the anime shop area is really close to there. It's not like Tokyo where I stayed near Tokyo Station and then you want to go to anime stuff. You have to get the train to Akihabara, and it's like you can walk for like 5-10 minutes there because it's so hot, and then like you can barely do anything in the heat. So by the time you've spent a few minutes there, like with all the time it takes you to get the train back, it's like time to go home. I didn't really spend that much time in Akihabara at all, but in Osaka, because it was so close to the hotel, everything's all in one place, and I bought all these anime wall scrolls, and that was really cool. And I dreamed of having my own place, but it didn't happen, and now I gave up on buying my own place. Well, I postponed it yet again, and when my lease ends next year, well, maybe I can buy my own place. Maybe I can put up anime posters, and it is going to be a weeb place, and it is going to be colourful, but I will still probably need a blank place where I don't get demonetized in my videos. Like, maybe I get a desk layout where I can put some stuff on my desk. Maybe I put a couple of squishmallows on my desk. Although I don't want to associate the squishmallows with, you know, all the sadness and all the hate of all the online stuff. I don't want to look at them. Look at Miri the Moth. that cute little yellow one and think, oh, I've got all these haters. You know, like that kind of gets me, like, you know, showing your power level and all these haters come out. But in terms of like showing your power level, being open about anime and liking anime, I probably need to be more open about being into anime and liking anime and not being one of these people who just hides all that stuff, because I attract these people who talk shit about my anime posters, who talk shit about me watching anime. Like, why? Like, what do these people have in common with me? Like, it's like you have like the mainstream that doesn't really care about anime, they don't interact with it, they don't give a fuck, and it's just some things that, like, if it doesn't annoy people, like, if it's not in your face, then they don't really care. Like, it's just an interest that people happen to have. And then you have these people who are so far off on the other side where they're trying to cancel you for having an anime poster on your wall from, oh, the most mainstream fucking anime magazines in Japan that are like not really niche or anything. The funny thing is that guy has an anime profile header on his page. One of those guys. And then you have guys like Asmongold, who's literally balding millennial, the same as me, and yeah, he just happens to be rich and famous, but he plays video games. Fucking, fucking got gold in his name. Was he a WoW player or something? Man, I never played WoW because when I was a kid I couldn't. Well, I didn't think of really begging my parents for a subscription or anything. Like, I bought RuneScape Premium like once on the phone thing, you know, where you buy it through the phone with like a premium rate number, and it was like $12 or something because of all the extra fees. Because that was back before credit cards for people who don't have credit became common, like debit cards and all that. And so I never got into WoW or any of those. And like, well, when I didn't have money, obviously I couldn't spend bloody $15 a month or however much WoW was because I didn't have money. So I never got into MMOs. But also because I wasn't really a grinder. Like, on RuneScape everybody grinded to a higher level and I was just chilling. But like all these people, it's like, why am I around these people? I want to be around people who have things in common with me. So maybe I just need to have like an anime channel, have a gaming channel, talk about those things, specifically talk about them, rather than having all these stupid fucking oh, we're gonna expose you for watching anime. Like, all of these, yeah, I don't think you can say the R word on YouTube because it's against disabled people. But yeah, I have to be careful about what I say because I'm trying to get remonetized, and they'll probably look at this video and all my other videos and think, oh, this dude, no way. And that is a risk. Like, if I apply for monetization for this channel again and I get rejected because they see all of my existing content and everything goes through human review, like when I first applied for monetization, it went through human review and it succeeded. But now everything is different. The rules are different. They're more restrictive. And I have more content on my channel and more stuff that was demonetized in the past, and even a video that got me a community guideline strike when I never said anything bad. It was just, I don't know, just like either an AI or a stupid reviewer, and they reject your appeals and everything. And if I can't get remonetized on this channel, then I will actually have to abandon it forever. And all this talk of me come crawling back, I'm coming crawling back to all these bloody black pill audience and stuff to come here and talk about crap and be laughed at. And well, if I don't get remonetized, then well, that's the end. That really is the end. Like, that matters more than any of the trolls or haters, or whether I'm actually getting anything out of the channel. Like, if that happens, that's the end. So going along the list, there's gaming, there's anime. I could talk about K-pop, but most people in K-pop are faceless, and there's like reaction videos and clip videos that have copyright issues. Same with anime. Like, it's hard to go on a screen and talk about stuff without using any footage of any other videos to avoid copyright claims. And also, like, what can I even say about like K-pop? And like I have a few opinions that are just gonna piss people off, but can I really adequately express my love for whatever content? Can I really provide any value? It's hard. Like, here, like, there are topics that I can think, oh, I can talk about this. Well, actually, I can't talk about anything anymore, and that's why I can't make any videos that gain any traction, because I'm just ranting. I'm just ranting about being alone and sad, and that's it. And I can't talk about shit, like there are lists of like 100 video title ideas, topic ideas, and like I can't even make myself make any one idea. And I am so sad. I am so worthless right now. I do not want to go to work today. I don't, I cry every day, and that's just normal. But like, when I'm alone, whenever I get a spare chance, a lot of the time I just burst into tears, because now it's definitely not any of the chemical shit I did to my body. Like it's just my life is so shit. It still is. I'm still alone. I'm still fucking alone, and I'm fucking losing it. Like, part of this living on my own and stuff is I don't want to break down. I don't want to mentally like, I feel, look, I have some level of awareness that I am probably vulnerable to mentally completely fucking losing it. Like I am probably predisposed to that sort of mental issues. Like I do not want to end up losing my mind. I do not want to get committed to a mental institution, because if I lose it, I will probably be involuntarily confined. And look, I have a clean record There are no mental health problems recorded on any medical reports anywhere, as far as I know. I have never been treated for mental health because because why? Because I'm too brown, because I'm the wrong socio-economic class, because my parents didn't give a fuck and they tried to intervene as little as possible. Is that why, like, compared to, say, my brother and my sister, like like I'm not on any meds. I'm not I'm not on that system, and I want to maintain my sanity. Like, I got to be careful. Like, that's why I was like, yes, I got to distance myself from a lot of people. I got to avoid anything that's too emotionally heavy. I've got to avoid anything that might make me snap, might make me lose it. And so, like, okay, it's okay that, look, I'm sad. I hate my life. I think about let's censor the S word. We're not allowed to talk about that. This is YouTube. Um, um, like yes, I think about the various aspects of trains and which ones. Okay, some travel at high speeds, some do not travel at high speeds, and there are not going to be good outcomes. There are research papers about that, about the statistics that you will end up very uh, in a lot of pain because you will live, and it's not good. So definitely high speed trains, faster trains, express trains. I think they call them medium speed trains. You know, the ones that go at 160 kilometers per hour. But I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be banned from railway tracks. I don't want to be banned from railway stations. I don't want to become a person that PSOs look at it and they say, there's this guy, watch him, make sure he doesn't do anything. Look, I got to be careful. So yeah, like I did distance myself from people, and like, okay, some people are salty that I banned them from the Discord, and they're like, oh, he can't handle criticism. Look, I got to be careful about myself. Well, it's not just about, yeah, improving my life quality and not being a fucking babysitter, free babysitter for people. It's about maintaining my sanity and not fucking losing it. You know, I don't want to fucking lose it. I Yeah, I can cry all day. I can think about, like, about yeah, like I was talking about those trains. I won't say the word, but like yeah, I think about that, but there's a point where it's going to be too much, and where it's not going to end well, and I got to be completely aware of that, completely careful about that, and yeah, you got to be careful. Now, where was I? Where was I? Yeah, gaming, anime, K-pop. What are the other ideas that I have? Urban planning and stuff, gym stuff. I could talk about that censorship stuff that's going on with the gaming. Like, like back in the day, I was really invested into that. Anti-censorship, oh no. SJWs. In this case, it's right-wingers. Melinda Tankard-Reist from Collective Shout. She is a Christian, and it's basically, look, I know some uh, radical feminists are involved with, like, they co-signed that letter from Collective Shout and stuff, but, like, I know, yeah, some of those people, but the main woman is a Christian right-winger who's just part of that, I guess, establishment of Christian right winger pro censorship that's always been around in Australia for decades. And the reason why she gains traction is it is quite linked to, I'd say, the mainstream media, the mainstream political parties. Like Family First was quite big in the past, and that, like those smaller minor parties on the right wing, were of value to the Liberal Party. And then you have even Labor. Remember Stephen Conroy and the internet filter that, it was banning cheese pizza, and you have to be against a cheese pizza because that's evil, right? And actually it was about eventually banning the Pirate Bay. That's eventually what happened, and that's why I use Google DNS now instead of the regular DNS server. But I'm a YouTuber, and I definitely don't want anybody to pirate my content. You have to watch the ads because I need the 1 cent. I'm not Ubisoft, you know. You can download Watch Dogs 2 or whatever. No, I actually bought Watch Dogs 2, but look, I honestly I kind of stayed away from that anti-censorship, anti-SJW when, like, back in Gamergate, I felt like it's just a group of people that I'm never going to really be a part of. It's it's just a groupthink place, like, and well, I didn't really think about being a YouTuber back then. That was 2014, but like I was like more focused on myself. Like the whole transition to, I just want to play my video games in peace, to I'm alone, I am sad and alone, I am an inkwell. It's a transition from thinking about those mostly inconsequential issues, societal issues that you can't change, to talking about the real issue that is loneliness. It's about, I was just coping and thinking about just try and live my life and cope, and basically didn't think about girls back then, didn't think about being alone back then. I mean, of course I was alone, but I went through my uni years just trying to find a quiet place to sit down, and then I'd open up my PS Vita and play Hatsune Miku Project Diva. That was a good game back then, and I was getting pretty good at it. Like I could even pass a couple of songs on the extreme level, and like I never got like really really good at it, but like I was doing pretty well, getting some perfects on some songs, and it was enjoyable. But the thing is, Project Diva has been the exact same game since the Vita era, and they never really added many new songs, and they never went in the direction that I wanted it to go in terms of like the Miku music. Like, there's a lot that they didn't really explore. Some of my favorite producers and stuff, but like I was coping back then, and well, I'm not saying coping in like a bad thing, but I was letting life pass me by, and then suddenly, like, suddenly I one day I'm back to sitting in my room on Centrelink in silence, and then well, I get my job, but I start to identify as an inkwell, start to focus on the loneliness, all this stuff about censorship, and I just want to goon in peace. Well, gooning didn't exist then, but it was like I just want to, enjoy my anime gaming in peace and not have anybody mess with it. Like, Like, you stop thinking about that. Like, I couldn't even enjoy the anime anymore. I couldn't even enjoy the gaming anymore. I hardly play any of that stuff, you know. I bought a 4090 back in 2023. Now, look, it was worth every cent. It cost me about $2,800 Australian. Probably the most expensive thing I've ever bought in, like, one go outside of my car. Like, oh, and outside of the computer itself. Like, 2800 for a graphics card, that's insane. But like, well, everything costs so much now. Bloody new phone costs so much these days. But look, it was worth every cent because of the time I spent with the AIs and everything. And, you know, some few games that I played were good, like Black Ops Cold War, but I hardly play games. Like, man, like, I'm stuck between, like, yeah, I gotta do something productive, and I I got to do something productive, but I should try and enjoy myself. But instead, I end up doing neither. I end up just sitting around doing nothing, just wasting my time, and everything passes me by. And look, honestly, I couldn't enjoy games. I couldn't enjoy watching anime. It's You have all this sadness. You only think of sadness, and you can't even focus on those things anymore. Like it's very rare that I can really get involved in some of that stuff, that I can sit down and watch the anime, that I can, you know, even for fucking 20 minutes, can I really get through a 20-minute show anymore? And games, can I really sit through a game? Like, actually, Black Ops Cold War was good because it was short. And what was the other one after that? The new one, Black Ops 6, that was alright too. And okay, I got back into games a little bit there. Uh, Total War Shogun 2 helped my interest for a while. Like, every now and then I get back into it. And when I got back into SimCity 4 a couple of years ago, I finally got the big skyscrapers, big buildings. And then now I'm like, now I'm sitting here alone at 4 a.m. And well, I have been playing Anno 18, is it 1800 lately. I'm still going through the campaign, and honestly, I'd rather play the sandbox, but I may as well go through the campaign first because otherwise I'll never finish it. Like, I think when I first bought the game, like years ago, I played like an hour of the campaign and then I didn't pick it up again. But currently, yeah, it's alright. It's like, you know, I like this little, what do you call it, hybrid of like strategy city builder. Um, yeah, Anno is, it's a good game. Like, I liked, was it 1404, the old one, back in the Windows Vista era with my first computer. Yeah, that was a good one. And 1800, yeah, it's alright. It's bigger, more complex game, yeah. Yeah, there's like nothing now. Like, I gotta get back into gaming, but how do I get back into gaming? How do I get back into anime? How do I talk about those things if I haven't been into them for years? But yeah, like, am I gonna suddenly find people who have things in common with me, and am I gonna find people who provide value to me? Like, it'd be good to have a channel where I have a large proportion of female users. Like, I thought, yeah, maybe I'll start playing comfy games. Like, what's that? Looking at my desktop here, Infinity Nikki. Thought about playing that. It's like a closed game. Um, is it like an MMO or something? But even like the more neutral games like uh, Genshin, all this web shit, has like a substantial female audience. And like, but when I went on Twitch, like, okay, a couple of people watched, but I couldn't grow. So that's the problem. Those places are so saturated, gaming and anime, and it's like, how do you grow? And yeah, like, while gaming, yeah, you can stream and stuff, and you can play through stuff. Well, the thing is, let's plays are so high investment videos to make. You can't put that out every day. On the other hand, streaming you can grind, but I don't have any more time to grind because I have a full-time job, so I'm fucking screwed. And so it's like, what am I gonna do? Also, the whole microphone noise situation is hard because uh, I can't have like a bloody overhead mic that's like a whole long distance from me anymore. So I'm gonna run into all these mic mounting issues, and I probably need a better camera, a mirrorless camera that does uh, streaming. Like, I know I can get like a dummy battery and all this stuff for the old A5100, and a capture card and all that, but that's a messy setup. Like, I wouldn't mind getting a new mirrorless camera, because this A6400, yeah, if you don't have a capture card or anything, like, you can't you can't output like video and stuff. Like, there's no USB video on this thing. I think, I don't know if the Canon has it. The old Canon. Fuck, I don't even remember what it's called. The old Canon. It probably doesn't have streaming. Yeah, only the new cameras have streaming, but they're so fucking expensive, and they're exactly the same as this camera. Like, they're barely any different, the new ones. So it's like, why bother? Like, maybe I should just buy the dummy battery and all that shit, and the capture card and all that shit, and get a proper streaming setup. But I don't really need it. But it's like, you want to create the connection, the appeal, so people probably have to actually see your face and not use the shitty webcam that's all blurry, that barely anyone can see, and all that, and that you can barely see. Like, you need a good setup. Streaming is very intensive, and yeah, even streaming on one computer without a separate capture computer, like when you want to play like high graphics fancy games, you have issues with resource usage. I don't know about the GPU, but certainly the CPU, the old bloody 7-year-old CPU. Yeah, I probably need a second computer for a streaming setup. But the main thing is, I just have no idea how I'll grow. And every new channel, I have no idea how I'll grow. No idea how I'll get anyone. And man, this is a rant. Probably nobody is here anymore. I am so unfocused. Look, I tried to not use the script. Like I said, people bitch about it. Like, I use the script a little, but yeah, I really want to be a creator and come back and drag myself back to creating, drag myself back to trying to do something, because I am not getting back into IT, and I cannot live like this, going to work every day and doing this job and like being so broke. Like, if I can, and like, I can't be alone for the rest of my life. Like, what am I going to do with being alone? Look, I've thought about getting a doll. I don't really have that much space in here, and my parents are going to see it, and I'm supposed to be saving money for a house deposit, so I shouldn't be spending thousands of dollars on a doll. But maybe I do need a doll, and maybe it's really time, because I'm so broken. I probably can't be bothered to deal with like I would like a real woman, but it's like, it's so sad, isn't it? Going to all this effort to get my own place, and there's this nice bed, and there is no woman there. There is like nobody to bother us. no roommates, no parents, and I could invite a girl here, but well, it's all empty. I'm all alone, and it's so sad. So I can get a doll, or I I could think about going on prep and just going for guys instead. But prep, it's pretty intense. You gotta do blood tests every 3 months, and then they check your kidneys, your liver, everything. And look, I don't like blood tests. I have to get enough of them as it is, and just catching things because of the risk of diseases. Like, I can't be bothered. And the physical act. Look, I I prefer women. I prefer women. Sorry, I'm not. Um, no matter. Look, I can tell myself, oh, I'm openly bi. I like guys. I'm into guys. I'm into lady boys. I'm into everything. I'm maybe I could call myself pan. Nah. It's not like that. I like women, and like any of this other stuff. It's just gonna be like, oh, just a little bit of messing around on the side, whatever. Look, I like women, and I think a doll is the best solution for me. Probably silicon, because TPE is not good, because those are certain these plastics. Like, I've heard this TPE, it just melts gradually. It's gonna leave mineral oil everywhere, like all on your bed and everything. It's gonna get all on the blankets and stuff. Like, I would hope that 100% silicon, hopefully it's 100% silicon. If you can get that sort of thing that's not adulterated with like extra ingredients, that maybe that won't leave any stains or anything everywhere. Because yeah, that's why I don't want to get one of those cheap TPE dolls. But silicon dolls, well, there are way fewer choices, and they tend to be like less advanced in terms of design. They tend to be more old school companies, and like they don't really update their designs, and of course they're way more expensive, and well, they're not going to feel as nice. But and they're heavier. They don't tend to have the really small, lightweight ones. It's a lot to think about. And yeah, I don't want my parents to cause trouble, because they come visit me like a lot, and they help out with like cleaning, and they buy me some food sometimes, and well, I guess it stops me from being completely isolated. But yeah, they do come around, and they are gonna see my doll, because you can't hide a box that huge without anyone asking questions. And look, I just do not have that much space in here. This is a tiny 2 bedroom that, well, it barely has like, it doesn't really have a lounge room. So it's more like a 1.5 bedroom, I guess. Because like the second bedroom, like everything computer, TV, and a little chair and stuff, this room that I'm in, everything has to go in here. And the first bedroom is a small bedroom that just has my bed, and that's basically it. And then there's a kitchen with like a small dining table, and there is not really any space. Like, yeah, I can put the doll on the side of my bed at the bottom, like on the floor or something. Like, I can put a box there, but it's just more stuff that gets in the way, and you know how it is. Well, am I actually gonna try for any girls? Well, like, what's happening with dating? Well, I did actually meet up with a girl for what was like, I don't think you'd even call it a date, but like, I I did like a workout with a girl, like at her apartment gym, but like it didn't really feel like that much of a date, but it was very unusual for like this older woman. She was Chinese, like about I think she was in her 40s, and like she just randomly messaged me on Facebook and invited me to come and work out with her. But yeah, it didn't really feel like a date, and nothing came of it, and it was kind of awkward, and I never really ended up meeting up with her again. Like I could have, but I didn't. Like yeah, I could have tried to make something of that, because like it is pretty unusual to want to like spend time with someone working out. Like it sounds like a date on the surface. So nothing really happened there, and yeah, I've barely interacted with women. Like I'm not like spending time messaging anyone on dating apps or anything. Look, there are a few loose ends to tie up, maybe people to message, but there is basically nothing at the moment, and like I I'm kind of accepting being alone. And lately I haven't even felt presentable. And yeah, like back in the old place, it was so impractical to organize anything living with my parents. So I kind of avoided really trying to organize anything, and I kind of avoided putting myself out there. But now, well, I have my own place, and it'd be a bit easier. But well, there's nothing out there. Like, well, what can I do? There's nothing, and I'm a bit more careful about putting my pictures up, trying to make posts online, because all these little creeps from my channel are watching and saving all my pictures and trying to pretend to be girls. I have these little creeps sliding into my DMs on Discord trying to pretend to be girls. Like I think it was back in January. One of these dudes was trying to catfish me, and it's like, really, man? It's like been I've been gone for like a year, man, and you're still at this. And yeah, if I like post my picture somewhere, or if I make a post somewhere, like people are gonna be reposting my pictures, and people, like, I'm worried people are gonna try and catfish me, and they're gonna try and get personal information from me, trying to get pictures from me, uh, possibly trying to get my address from me so they can dox me, or try and find out where I work so they can get me fired, or try to find out my name and want to report me to the police or whatever, try to destroy my life however they can, and you got to be careful about that. So I'm a little bit more careful about how much stuff I put out there online. But you know, one content I did make, I did go on a cam site and spend about an hour on there, and I encountered some nice people, but it was a lot of work. It was hard work, and I haven't been back on there since. But look, there was some nice people on there, and people watched it, and maybe I'll get into chem stuff. Like, if the gym stuff ever works, oh man, my throat is getting sore. I think I have a cold, but I have been talking for a long time. Look, I'm padding out the watch time, but who's here, who's still listening, whatever. Yeah, I am probably gonna have to go soon because my throat is sore. I probably have a cold. I should probably sleep and stay at home today, but man, I mean, I don't want to go and get a medical certificate. It's ridiculous. And now, like, post the C word, like, doctors don't even want to see you if you've got a cold. So how are you going to get your medical certificate? Like, they do not even want to be around you. Like, even with a mask and everything, it's like you have to tell reception if you have a cold or anything, and yeah, they probably want to send you to some other place. Like it's so hard. So yeah, I'll probably get a medical certificate if I'm like really, really sick, but I'll probably just have to drag myself to work today. And I have, yeah, I have had to drag myself to work when I've had a cold and when I've been really sick and I can just barely fucking walk, and it's that hard, that tiring, and you really feel like I just want to give up. I just want to go to bed. I just want to end everything and not come to work ever again, and sleep and like maybe find something to take so that everything will end. Like I just don't I don't I'm probably gonna feel like that today. Like, knowing this sore throat, I can tell a bad cold is coming on. So yeah, not really trying with any girls posting any pursuing anything, and obviously no leads from any internet presence because I am not generating any views on anything. So nobody contacting me from the internet, nobody interested in me. Well, yeah, like, I do need to have a bloody YouTube that has a female audience. But the other thing I've been thinking is, like, I'm gonna have to structure things differently, like goals of like revenue or avoiding haters, avoiding trolls are gonna conflict with wanting to have openness to reduce any friction, to get as many people to join as much as possible. If I want to have a female audience versus if I want to grow as a male focused channel. Like, for example, like, the Discord is obviously overwhelmed by trolls. It was overwhelmed by trolls. I had to nuke like most of it because of all the screenshotters and everything. But then how do you deal with, but like, I don't want things to be so locked down if I want to actually generate growth and bring in people, like bring in girls and stuff. But then I run the risk of letting in trolls and they'll screw everything up. Well, I'm probably just going to try and make channels that are completely separate and have no link to this channel, and hope that people do not come in and cause trouble. But I think Twitch is, like, in theory good. Like, of course you can't grow on Twitch unless, I don't know, but like people watch, and you have your viewers, and then you have like super fans, like subscribers, people who are paying money and everything. And like even women will pay money to their favorite streamers on Twitch to support them, and you have that structure that you don't have on YouTube in terms of your supporters and like your biggest fans being like revenue generating. Like it's probably easier to grow a positive community when all those goals are aligned, the revenue and women and everything. But the other thing I need to think about is creating a large proportion of girls as the viewership to try and cement that viewership. Like women won't really come to a channel that has 95% male viewers and male community and everything, unless they're really 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 into you or whatever. But like if you have a large female audience, it's going to feed into itself and attract more. And well, I guess even like 50-50 will be better than 95-5 in terms of male female split. But yeah, like I do need to start something with a female audience. Well, I guess I've discussed this before. I've talked this shit over and over again, but yeah, there are no dating opportunities right now. I'm not thinking about all this stuff. It is all over. It is all ended. I am moving on. Some morons are gonna clip something from this out of context because it's unscripted, and you know what, fuck you all. Gotta say, at the end of the day, I am alone and I have nobody, and it's like there's nobody on my side and nobody interested in me, and in the end I'm completely alone. And look, well, I'm just trying to move forward and trying to move forward slowly, get things done, and there's nothing left in my life. I feel awful, but I'm trying to make progress. And the next stage, look, I gotta rebuild. I gotta try and become a creator again. Am I gonna be back tomorrow? Am I gonna be back next week, next month, next year? Am I never coming back? Well, I guess I'll see what happens here. If you're still here, well, thank you. Um, yeah, I'm probably gonna try and not do too much editing, and this will just be the most rambling rant. I am so sad. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm so sad. I feel truly alone, and nothing much has changed, but a lot has changed. To summarize, well, a lot has changed. Yeah, I am living alone. I still feel awful, and I'm gonna try and rebuild my life and become productive. And that's all for now.